It's out for a corner kick. Barca's first corner of the game. And it's Neymar who's going across to take it. And let's see this one again. Well, it's quite clear that he's handled the ball outside the area. He's obviously tried to...
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, would you say it was deliberate, you see? If you want to be sent, if you're going to think about sending someone off, it's got to be deliberate. I think it might be a bit lucky to get without a booking, though.
Neymar's corner. Put in towards Rafinha, but it's cleared by Sporting. Put back into the mix by Sergio Busquets. And that is dangerous, surely, from Sergio Busquets, but... The referee is picked up now by Duj Kop. It's his strike, rattles against Digne. In the end, it's a free kick for a foul on Luis Suarez.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mugging that from Sergio, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Busquets
does give decent advantage there, though.
Yeah, he does. He was challenging with Victor Rodriguez. Didn't clatter him in the end, but Victor Rodriguez, I think, was clear that there was a studded foot about 10 centimetres away from his face. Ter Stegen with the clearance. Goes long for once. It's now picked up by Arda Turan into Rafinha. Here's Andre Gomez. Space opening up in front of him. Well, if that had been a better first touch by Suarez, it could have been a chance for Barca as he puts it back into the area. It was Sergio Roberto who was there. Couldn't get anything on it, though. Now it's Sporting attacking at the other end. It's Leo who goes down under the challenge from Neymar. No free kick given by the referee.
Kept the bar quite high.
No, it hasn't felt like that.
No. In other games you do, and you think, well, it must be near 80. Today I haven't really had the feeling that Barca had that much ball.
Well, they've certainly done very little with it, which is probably why. A lot of possession, but in these kind of areas, with these opening 25 minutes or so. Arda Turan just wrestled off the ball. It was a fair challenge, according to the referee, from Duj Kop.
Just weak there from Arda, wasn't he, really?
In the end, that Sporting attack peters out. And it's Digne. Clearance down the line from Digne, straight into Leo. Moy Gomez knocks it out wide. It's an excellent challenge from Sergio. Fair challenge according to...
I think that possession lost that you see very often. Some of it's down to Sporting, but some of it's down to Barca not being
sat on the bench and aren't currently on the field of play. It's another corner kick for Football Club Barcelona, though. Gerard Piqué up for this one, as you'd expect. So too is Mateu. As it's played in towards the run of Gerard Piqué, but wasn't quite enough on it from Neymar. Barca back in possession. Sergio Busquets goes down under the challenge. It was a fair one. It was weak again from Sergio Busquets this time. And here comes Victor Rodriguez. Suarez, here's Luis Suarez running into the Sporting box. Slightly clumsy attack so far from Luis Suarez. He gets his cross in. It's picked up by Gomez. Here's Andre Gomez. Turns onto his left foot. Still Andre Gomez gets his shot away, but it's over the crossbar.
Looking at the way, feeling that the pitch is a bit slow, a little bit long, maybe. Best chance of the game for Barca. Md.Robeul taking a little bit long there to squeeze his shot off. So just go back to the former incident where Busquets went down. There's no foul. He went down way too easy. Watched Victor quite a bit this season. I saw him against Leganés. And he gets into really good situations. We saw it with Zaragoza. We saw it when he was at Rayo. Just sometimes, we saw it there. He just...
Definitely playing further back in midfield. We've seen him in the Tridente this season, but he looks as though he's playing as a central midfielder with Rafinha playing in the attacking three. Something that didn't really work out. 2 shots in the last couple of minutes from the former Valencia man.
No, when he had this good start to the season was mainly down to him playing on a more wide role and looking for the one-on-one and looking to take on his marker.
Well, there's a shot again from Md.Robeul, got underneath it. Goalkeeper, and it was an easy finish in the end. Barca have basically done nothing in the final third so far, with almost half an hour on the clock, with all taking the lead. It's Sporting 0, Barca 1.
Well, what we're saying about that lack of concentration, Laura just loses Suarez. There, ball comes over the top. Cuellar makes it a bit easy for him. And Ballard will be really upset about conceding that goal, because
as much as anything, it's a really poor clearance that gives the ball to Arda Turan, and then, as you say, they've completely lost their shape because of that poor clearance. Here comes Neymar. A few whistles from the crowd now when Barca have the ball. You can just sense that Barca have got a bit of confidence from that goal as Neymar runs into the box.
Without doing anything particularly brilliant, we've just seen those couple of chances from Md.Robeul, hadn't we? And just got the feeling that Barca had maybe ridden the storm slightly.
Yep,
and we're just taking the game a little bit more into Sporting. But
just turning the screw slightly.
Without doing anything particular.
That assist. Lovely ball over the top. And as you were mentioning, Paul, it was just that moment where they lost concentration, one poor clearance, they'd lost their shape at the back, and it was all too easy for Football Club Barcelona.
I think that says it. 30 minutes, and that's the first shot on target from either side.
Pretty clinical, though. One shot, one goal. Here's Sergio Roberto cutting inside. Finds Busquets. Now it's Rafinha. He's been quiet in this game. Foul on Md.Robeul. And a free kick for Barca. Oh, it's Neymar. Lovely ball from Neymar. Finds Sergio Roberto. Sergio Roberto! It's a second, and it's Rafinha at the near post. Well, that was classic Football Club Barcelona. They found space on the right-hand side. A wonderful run to the near post from Rafinha. Once again, they've punished Sporting for gifting possession to them. And just a couple of minutes after the first, with what is Their second shot of the game.
2 away games as he scored. In Leganés as well, but it was only last season position his own. He's maybe not quite as quick as Dani Alves, but I get the feeling he makes up for that with a little bit more precision at Juve.
Well, Sergio Roberto, a player who's come up, went to watch a different player and ended up quite liking this Sergio Roberto
as the natural replacement to Xavi, as a sort of an attack, as a
well, he's played all over the pitch, hasn't he? He's even played as a striker as well.
I think that's possibly, it just makes you an ideal substitute, doesn't it? But when he got the chance last year, you were thinking it's now or never for him. Who they've been included in the squad for the in the last.
A wonderful player at Sevilla. Had a few really good seasons. He's not looked good since he's arrived at Barca. He obviously had that difficult first few months where, like Arda Turan, he was signed and couldn't play. And he's never really arrived.
He's got a bit of a reputation for being solid in his challenges, Fernando Amorebieta.
Well, we mentioned earlier on in the game, as Md wins the ball back for Sporting, what a reputation he's got. As the cross comes in, there's a chance now for Sporting. It's Moy Gomez. Still with Moy Gomez, gets his cross in, but it's only as far as Ter Stegen at the near post. I was going to say, we mentioned earlier this terrible record that Sporting Gijón have got against Barca. In fact, they've got a worse record against Barca than anyone else in the league, which perhaps isn't...
It's pretty logical in a way, though, isn't it?
Completely surprising, yeah, but 17 league games without a win, that's looks like now being 18. Last time they beat Barca was back in 1994 when Johan Cruyff was Barca manager, so it's been a terrible run. Strangely enough, I was commentating Real Madrid against Espanyol the other day, and it's exactly the same statistic there.
Espanyol probably haven't got great numbers against Real Madrid. But I remember Espanyol when Camacho was their coach, they used to give Madrid a really hard time.
Neymar tried to flick it back into Suarez. It's gone out for a corner kick. 35 minutes on the clock, 10 minutes till half-time, and for much of this first half, there was nothing really between the two sides, and then suddenly, in the 29th minute, Luis Suarez put Barca 1-0 up. And that was followed just a couple of minutes later by Rafinha's near-post diving header, and suddenly Barca are cruising. Neymar's corner. Cleared by Lora, the captain. It's a second header as well.
It's the smallest player on the pitch, I think, apart from... maybe Nacho. No. No.
Went for a near post finish, far too easy for Luis Suarez. Tried to catch the goalkeeper at the near post, but straight into the side netting. Here's Gerard Piqué. Sergio Roberto, the man who made that second goal. Md.Robeul making the run on the far side. Neymar tries to pick him out, but for the right back, it was just frustratingly too far in front of him. Although Luis Enrique seemed to like the effort or the idea.
International right back. Is it going to be Sergio Roberto or Dani Carvajal? And now that Juanfran looks to be a little bit out of the reckoning for Julian Lopetegui. Yeah, I scored so many of them in there.
Here's Sergio Alvarez back into Laura. DJ Kopp complaining of a foul from Digne, and in the end the whistle's gone and the free kick's been given.
Once again, interesting looking at the distance covers stats. You know, you always think Barca fluid playmakers, etc., but you see there they put the work in on the Luis Enrique. Sporting are working hard, but Barca have actually covered more ground.
Plenty of movement, as always, from Football Club Barcelona when they have got the ball, and especially when they haven't. Chance here for Fernando Amorabieta, who smashes the ball across the 6-yard box.
Bit of a misunderstanding in the Barca back line, just opened it up there. It's a bit slow to react, isn't he, Andre Gomez? It just allows that chance, gets a hand on it, Stegen.
Here's Moy Gomez. Well, it was good work initially from Mireille, fans' favourite, because he's a Sporting lad through and through, come up through the ranks. Well cut out of the back by Fernando Amorabieta on this occasion. Still and it's Leo back to the goalkeeper.
Still only 19 years old, Mireille. And we should talk about the substitutes. Douglas is on the bench for Sporting today, on loan from Barcelona. There was a couple of stories that come out about Douglas. Obviously the Brazilian they signed 2 years ago, and I think he's played about 3 games, hasn't he?
Yeah, total of about 17 minutes, I think.
The first story was when Barca basically said they wanted him to go on loan to try and at least get some minutes. Like apparently he wouldn't leave the office. He just didn't want to leave the office, and they literally had to get a lawyer to get him out of the door. And he was in the squad for the game against Celta in midweek. Apparently because he was sleeping in a strange position. He's on the bench today though, so like he got injured sleeping.
Well, hopefully he won't fall asleep on the bench, and certainly won't be falling asleep if Barca continue playing like this. A brilliant counter-attack right the way from the goalkeeper Ter Stegen, almost to the opposite goal. It was Digne who was completely out of position and leading the attack.
To be fair, I do like the fact that normally when Barcelona players are out, they don't put that clause in the contract saying that they can't play against them, or that you've got to pay 200,000 euros or whatever, which other clubs tend to do. Bear in mind, in England, in the Premier League, if you loan a player to a club, he then, by the rules, the Premier League rules, isn't allowed to play against you.
Yeah, they call it the cláusula del miedo here, don't they?
I think it all happened after Real Madrid loaned Morientes to Monaco, and he then scored the goals that knocked him out of the Champions League. And then Real Madrid decided to start putting that clause in. You know, you can either pay us a lot of money or he doesn't play.
The translation of that would be the fear clause, is what we were talking about earlier. him, as Morientes so famously did in that Champions League game.
I think it's probably right, because I mean, maybe it's better to just have a rule that says you can't play against
Yeah,
team.
I think that's probably easier.
Because, or a team that has a shared interest, because bear in mind there's some teams that have, basically some people own 3 different clubs in different countries. The recent case being, for example, although they've now got different owners, Granada, Udinese and Watford. And there was, wasn't it a couple of years ago, there was a case of a player who was on loan at Getafe from Udinese, committing a penalty against Granada, which helped Granada avoid relegation. Which, when you think about it, may not have been anything at all wrong with it, but it is something that would raise a few suspicions.
Yeah. Sergio Busquets, Barca just slowing down the pace of the game. As always, very happy to have possession, just about anyone, absolutely no hurry to attack Ivan Cuellar's goal. It's Sergio Busquets now.
There's no need in it. Sporting now have the ball very firmly in their court. It's them that needs to come forward in the second half and try and break down Barca. Look at the passing stats. Obviously Barca reasonably efficient.
Chance for Sporting to attack now. It's Leo. Here comes Neymar. It's a great run from Neymar, great change of pace. He's got Rafinha in support. Here is Rafinha. He was in the Olympics with Brazil alongside Neymar.
Did he get didn't get such long holidays as Neymar afterwards, did he?
No, he didn't, no. I think it was a personal decision as much as anything. Rafinha.
Probably might just get a first team place.
Here comes Sporting. It's Victor Rodriguez into the informed striker Dujik Kop, and it's a great ball back into Victor Rodriguez. Not a bad ball from Rodriguez either towards the penalty spot, but Sergi Roberto the quickest to it and makes the clearance, and now here comes Neymar. Andre Gomez. Rafinha jogging back into attack. Bit lopsided on that attack. Football Club Barcelona, there was absolutely no one on the far side for them.
Well, I'm pretty sure this is what he was hoping for when his side played Alaves a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely.
Luis Enrique. They've not been brilliant, but they've done what they needed to do.
And he certainly does have to make rotations this season. As we mentioned earlier, we saw how Barca ran out of steam in the last campaign. Here comes Rafinha. It's a poor pass in the end. Throw in for the fullback Leo.
Well, just looking back on the half, it was quite even in the first 25 minutes. There was that controversy, wasn't there, when Ter Stegen handled outside of his area. Maybe a bit lucky to get away without a booking. And then those 2 goals in 2 minutes, which have clearly tipped the scales in Barca's favour. So Sporting need to come out and get an early goal at the start of the second period. Barca will be thinking, if we get through 10 or 15 minutes, then it should be 90% of the job done.
Well, Luis Enrique back in his hometown, back against his hometown club and facing his good mate Abelardo. And at the moment, it's Luis Enrique's side who have the upper hand. At half-time here at El Molinón, it's Sporting 0, Football Club Barcelona.
They say that in life we shouldn't sweat the small stuff, but when you're building the Mercedes-Benz, there really is no small. What makes the 2016 C-Class one of our most sophisticated cars ever. Because when you're setting a new benchmark for refinement, it is the small stuff that makes the biggest impression. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class. For smart finance offers, visit your nearest Mercedes-Benz showroom.
He follows his heart and does everything till say. पेश है नया heat deodorants for the man who is interesting. Heat deodorants, be interesting.
FIFA Futsal World Cup Colombia 2016 quarterfinals. Russia versus Spain tomorrow 4:30 a.m. live, and Azerbaijan versus Portugal Monday September 26th 4:30 a.m. live.
बड़े आराम से. They say that in life we shouldn't sweat the small stuff, but when you're building the Mercedes-Benz, there really is no small stuff. Every decision, every component is an integral part of what makes the 2016 C-Class one of our most sophisticated cars ever. Because when you're setting a new benchmark for refinement, it is the small stuff that makes the biggest impression. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class. For smart finance offers, visit your nearest Mercedes-Benz showroom.
It's not football, it's war. In the La Liga Santander Weekend Battles. Live and exclusive on 6 and 6 HD.
His andaz is a little hatke. पेश है नया heat deodorants for the man who is interesting. Heat deodorants, be interesting.
The baddest woman on the planet. 11 years unbeaten. In her first fight in UFC. This time in the octagon. Strength and skill will be tested. And reputations may fall. UFC 7:30 a.m.
Atletico trying to play the ball out, but losing out, and it's with Neymar again. Still Neymar, lovely bit of quick footwork. Comes to Messi, he thinks about the shot, he works the chance and gets the shot off. And here's Carrasco's a little bit of space. Works a shooting chance, and Ter Stegen forced into action. Good save from the German. That's a good effort from Carrasco, looking for the far post, but Stegen got across well. In attack, and he's got a shooting chance here. Instead he pulls it back. Mascherano gets there. Felipe Luis works the effort. Felipe Luis blazes over. But good football from Atletico Madrid and good effort. Good work from Griezmann. A little bit narrow there, Barcelona, but it's come back to Iniesta. Ball in, evaded everybody, even Gerard Piqué. Rakitic to Neymar's got to end in a shot! Indeed it did, but Neymar's effort just wide of the post. As Busquets picks out Jordi Alba. Can he get there, Alba? Well blocked, brilliantly blocked by Juan Fran, and what a fine pass from Leo Messi to pick out his fullback. Fourth corner of the half for the Catalans, and it's whipped in, and this should be the first goal. It's Rakitic! Not for the first time this season. Ivan Rakitic pops up with his head to put Barcelona into the lead. He did it in Bilbao, and he's done it in the Camp Nou against Atletico. Great ball from Iniesta. They just lose him there. It's Gabi and Savic between them. I think it's Gabi who probably should have been following the Croatian there. In the end, it's Felipe Luis who has to come across to try and get there desperately. But Rakitic was already there. Second goal of the season for the Croatian. Lack of concentration. Oh, that's a slip at the wrong time, and that is the equaliser for Atletico Madrid. Well, it didn't take Korea more than a minute to level the scores. He's been on the pitch. 60 seconds, Angel Correa. And it's all square in the Camp Nou, and Leo Messi is in the dugout. Quickly taken free kick. Nutmegs PK. Mascherano slips, and that is still a great finish from Angel Correa. 1-1. Barcelona players says, yeah, all right, fair enough. Whoa, hell's in there.
देखिए ना टीवी को, कोई चैनल साफ आता है तो बेकार।
तो फिर केबल डिजिटाइजेशन ही सही रहेगा। शहरों की तरह हम भी सेटअप बॉक्स लगवा लें।
बेस्ट आइडिया पापा। साथ ही साथ मूवी ऑन डिमांड, गेम्स, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक प्रोग्राम्स, गाइड, रिकॉर्डिंग सुविधा जैसे कई फीचर मिलेंगे।
हाँ, हम जितने चाहें उतने ज्यादा चैनल चुन सकते हैं। हम जो भी चैनल चुनेंगे वो सब के सब अच्छी पिक्चर और साउंड क्वालिटी में आएंगे। 71 है।
NFL. Dallas Cowboys versus Chicago Bears. Monday, September 26th, 6 a.m. live on Sony ESPN and Sony ESPN HD.
मैं अपने एबिलिटी बियॉन्ड डिसेबिलिटी मिशन उस पे चलना चाहती
मुश्किल कोई
FIFA U17 Women's World Cup Jordan 2016. Group A, Jordan versus Spain. Friday, September 30th, 10:30.
माचो बड़े आराम से।
Futsal World Cup. Columbia 2016.
Small stuff. But when you're it is the small stuff that complicated cars ever.
2 goals. And then just that moment. Nervous. The first.
It was, as you were stating,
Talking about. Because for loans cleared it.
Luis Suarez forces Md.Robeul to put the ball all the way back to the goalkeeper. Nacho Casas, but it's picked up now by Victor Rodriguez. Array. To go all the way back to Ivan Cuellar, who in the end elects to hoof the ball. Upfield, and it's Gerard Piqué who plays it inside to Arda Turan. Arda Turan's ball through the middle looking for Neymar. That's how an empty net. The second goal came from a Sergi Roberto cross and a diving header from Rafinha at the near post.
It was a nice move actually for these Sergio.
Gerard Piqué, and it's out for a corner kick, but that's brought El Molinón to life.
Yeah, definitely. And once again,
On the ball as much as Ter Stegen is, he is going to have those.
A midfielder normally will miss. Place a pass in the game.
Here is the and that looked like a we heard the cries from Rafinha as he went down. He certainly got caught.
Let's have a look. I think so.
It's Arda Turan taking it off his toes. Perhaps he shouldn't have, as Arda Turan kicks it straight into touch. The youngster Murray into Laura.
Is that from the...
Put out a touch by Md.Robeul.
Just thinking about the subs Sporting have got. Well, they've got, for example, they've got Carlos Castro, obviously the youngster, another homegrown striker who could come on. Ndi, who's quick. Borja Viguera, Babin, the central defender.
Really good skill from Sergio Alvarez to get the ball clear for Sporting, and an excellent challenge from Gerard Piqué that earned the applause of his manager Luis Enrique.
And when he's fit, Piqué, I still think he's probably the best central defender in Spain. Did have a little time last year, didn't he, when he was just struggling a little. At the start of the season when he didn't look particularly fit, looked a bit overweight.
Better in Europe, if I'm honest. Certainly looking to be at the top of his game at the moment, Gerard Piqué. As the cross comes in from the Sporting right, takes the deflection off Digne. It's not properly cleared by Andre Gomez, and it's back with Sporting. Here's Leo. Inside to Moy Gomez. Some whistles from the fans inside El Molinón. Here's Rafinha. Rafinha bursting forwards. When he goes down and no free kicks given. It's a chance now for Sporting to counter-attack. And here comes Victor Rodriguez. Tried to slide the ball through into Duj Kop.
He's clearly not. It's not Jordi Alba, obviously, Duj Kop. He's not got that speed going forward. But he's been very quietly effective today. He's not done much wrong, has he?
No, absolutely. It's a free kick for Barca, and the referee just tells Amor Abieta to calm down a little bit. Sergio Roberto with the first-time cross, and, well, there was Luis Suarez running in at the near post, and he so nearly made it. Well, this is the instinct for goal that Luis Suarez has. Watch this run, he's completely alone.
It's another good cross as well, isn't it, from Sergio Roberto? I think that's something he does better than Alves. He's certainly a much better crosser of the ball.
Something he's worked on a huge amount in the last few months. When he first got that opportunity to play at right back for Football Club Barcelona, really worked on not just going forward as an attacking right back, but getting that cross into the box as well, and of course his defending duties. And while he's not quite as quick as Alves, he's certainly pacey, and he can take on a man as well, which he's shown this season. That ball from Rafinha's cut out, but Rafinha's going to get back on to the end of it. Laura goes down.
But Barcelona we're quite happy that Barca have not really had any problems. That might well be the more difficult part of the game over with. Luis Enrique, however, want to see them keep the tension up.
He's in a suit today, Luis Enrique, looking particularly smart on his trip. A hoodie and a pair of jeans.
I think it's more of his off-duty sort of look. That, isn't it? They're away for them on next Sunday, so they've got to go to
He makes the interception, possession back with Sporting. Now it's Bergi. Victor Rodriguez. It's near post by Ter Stegen, and it's a corner kick for Sporting. Best move we've seen of this second half. Sporting.
Middle, although Kopp was saying get that across the face. It
was a good effort nonetheless as the ball's played in. Cleared at the near post by Barca. Rafinha looking for Neymar, the one player who doesn't come back to Alvarez, and a shot from distance. It's an easy save though. It was Leo, the fullback, with the effort, but Ter Stegen was more than equal to it.
Yeah, good little spill there from Sporting. I wonder when Barca will start to think about moving their bench as well. Obviously, Rakitic game today.
Certainly not a game you need to risk the likes of Iniesta or Rakitic. Hasn't been quite so controversial in recent seasons.
To learn more,
had a bit of a spell.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Here's Fernando Amorabieta, slides it into the goalkeeper Ivan Cuellar. They're trying to play Barca at their own game and build from the back, but in the end wasn't the best pass from Ivan Cuellar. Very difficult to control for Lillo.
Leo's gesture was there, yeah, I have caught him, but yeah, I didn't mean to, I think.
Certainly looked like that, and I think that's what he's saying now to Arda Turan. Certainly not the response from a footballer we're used to seeing. It's usually a wave of the finger and I haven't touched him.
Oh, I tell you what though, when you look at it again, I would say that is deliberate.
He certainly catches him in the face with an elbow, there's no question. And it's not surprising that Arda Turan goes down clutching his face. That is no overreaction from the Turkey captain.
First time in live you sort of think, yeah, okay, maybe. And I think maybe Leo's reaction has sort of helped him as well. But you look at that again, and I reckon he's had a little throw of his right arm there. Because it's not as if he didn't know he was there, because they were already tangling.
May not have known in his defence that he was going to catch him in the face. It may have been throwing an arm out to try and...
Referee didn't actually give a free kick of any kind.
Sporting back on the ball now. It's Moy Gomez who's given it away, and here comes Neymar. Neymar for Barcelona into Suarez, gets the ball back from Suarez and goes down under the challenge of Nacho Casas. Well, it's obvious what Nacho Casas thinks of that one, insinuating that Neymar took a bit of a dive.
He doesn't. If you see Nacho, he just sticks a little left leg out. Watch. Just makes himself that bit wider, doesn't he? I think Neymar might already have taken flight before the contact.
I think he was probably looking for it, but
he does make a little gesture, doesn't he? So it makes it easy for the referee.
Great atmosphere inside El Molinón, as there always is. One of the best stadiums to visit as a fan. I often say it's an English-style atmosphere inside this stadium.
It tends to be more like that in the north, doesn't it, of Spain?
Certainly the Athletic Club stadium also like that, as Gerard Piqué wins the header. As Jeremy Mateo is in the back of the net. The referee's whistle had gone. I can only think for offside against Gerard Piqué.
Yeah, definitely given for offside. And correct decision.
Looked like something that had been perhaps worked on in the training grounds. Free kick over the top. Little dinked header from Piqué into Jeremy Mateo. It was an easy finish, but obviously Piqué was offside as Denis Suarez warms up on the sidelines.
There's not a lot happening really, football-wise, is there? It's all been very bitty in these last sort of 10 minutes or so.
Which is probably a compliment to Sporting, because as much as anything they're probably stopping Barca from playing. So the ball's through towards Suarez. It's Meret who clears up at the back.
A little bit of this and that between Amorebieta and Suarez there off the ball.
And two more controversial players. You'd struggle to find. As Sporting have got a chance at the other end, and the shot comes in from Douche Cop.
And neither of them are angels, I think you'd say. They've all got a bit of form.
Sergio Roberto just encouraging Bergie to get back to his feet. Well, this is what you
So many fouls in it. To be properly injured. When somebody doesn't actually move it, like as in this case.
certainly quite a lot of movement on the bench. Abelardo,
I'm quite surprised there's only been one booking so far. It was a lot, huh?
That was early on as well.
Yeah, 9 minutes.
Alvarez, Morabieta. Moy Gomez with a nice touch into Sergio Alfao, and it's a free kick for Sporting. in the final.
The 20. Was suffering from flu in midweek, so Thursday, Friday, you can get him off a bit early.
Luis Enrique to try out a different midfield with Andre Gomez, Dennis Suarez and Arda Turan. In a slightly